The next level is to believe that they are an 8 or a 10, looking like that. Like, get out of here, come on. Guys, let's get it together. Let's be normal, please. Hey guys, it's Jermaine and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, I just want to say welcome. My name is Jermaine. I make videos about the fat acceptance, body positive, fat liberation movement. I share with you guys my thoughts on this community, and also sometimes I share with you guys how this community affected my life personally. And after having an epiphany, I changed my life. I lost a lot of weight. Now I'm at a much healthier place. I make videos to expose the wild craziness and the minds and the toxic traits of the fat acceptance movement, as well as I share with you guys my personal stories from my personal journey. So if you're into those kind of videos, then you might want to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, because I upload new videos at least once a week. And if you're returning to my channel, I just want to say welcome back. Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for being a part of my little family here on YouTube. I love you guys and appreciate you so much. So today's video is one of those things that I know, we all like think about it, we all see it, but today I want to talk about it, and that is the peak of fat acceptance delusion. Because I feel like fat acceptance delusion, there's like many levels to it. So there's one level where they believe that it's not a bad thing to be obese, they shouldn't be shamed for it, it's fine to walk around in like really scandalous outfits looking like this. Then there's a level where they believe that if you don't think the same as them, then you're the problem, you're fat phobic, blah blah blah, all of that. And then there is the level where they believe that the sciences that talks about obesity and how it is bad for health, the dangers of obesity, how there's such thing as good foods and bad foods, they disagree with all of that. So there's that level of delusion. I feel like there's so many levels, but the ultimate and the peak of the fat acceptance delusion is this.
2 10, their looks. Physical looks, scale 1 to 10. We'll start with you. We'll go around the table. Go ahead.
8.
Ask everyone to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10.
A fat fucking 10.
The scariest thing I feel is to have no self-awareness. Once upon a time, I think it was too much to the other extreme, where people were just way too self-aware, constantly worried about what other people think of us, trying so hard to meet unattainable beauty standards, being almost impossible for us to look like a Victoria's Secret model. Honestly, it is impossible for some people. We may not have the height, we may not have the bone structure to be that tiny. You may lose as much weight as you want, but you may not have the width and the measurements as a supermodel. But because of all those beauty standards, it made us feel like we just can never be like beautiful enough or good enough and things like that. And I feel like that was a really dark time as well, because it led people to like depression or do wild crazy things and try to like do surgeries and improve themselves and just all this craziness, because people just felt like they were not good enough. I feel like this was also during the era of like celebrity diets. Paris and Nicole were like the it girls, and Tyra Banks was yelling at every woman on America's Next Top Model, telling them that they're not skinny enough or whatever. I remember just watching America's Next Top Model and thinking like, I'm doomed, because even the ugliest one on there is still way more attractive than me. And like everyone you saw on MTV, like Rihanna and like all these people, were just so like gorgeous and so perfect. And I feel like we all just felt like so less than during this era, and people were so insecure. We all felt like we were doomed for ugliness. I remember having school friends who were slim and gorgeous, but even them, they thought that they were ugly and they needed to take like diet pills or needed to like put those, I don't know if you guys remember those like gel creams that people used to have for you to put on your stomach to like burn fat. And these were my friends who were like 13, 14 years old trying to do all this kind of stuff. But that was the era that we lived in. And then it slowly moved to the era of like when people like Selena Gomez and all were famous. High School Musical had come out, and it was those people who would say like, just because you're fat doesn't mean you cannot dance. And remember High School Musical, that girl, stick to the status quo. Stick to the status quo. She's like, hip hop is my passion. I love to pop and lock and something and something. Hip
hop is my passion. I love to pop and lock and jam and break.
Like, remember, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I just sound cuckoo. But like, I remember then like it started being like, oh, you know, you can just be yourself, be who you truly are. Everyone's different. And I remember like boy bands or even like famous male singers just singing about how beautiful a girl is and she doesn't realize how beautiful she is. All of this was just to build our confidence and make us like realize, because I feel like there was so much insecurity during this era. Every girl just felt like they were not good enough. Selena Gomez was telling us, who says you're not star potential? Who says you're not presidential? Who says you can't be in movies? Listen to me. listen to me. And I remember Lil Mix saying, throw away the books and the magazines, you're never gonna look like a beauty queen because we are who we are. Like, everyone was just singing about, like, you know, finding your inner beauty and embracing yourself and being confident and all of this, which was so beautiful. And then you had like Beyonce telling us that we are women and we run the world, and it was just so much of woman empowerment, and it hasn't stopped until now. I feel like the good that came out of this was that people who felt like they were insignificant, like they always need to like work to be something that was almost impossible to become, now felt like, you know what, let me just look within myself and acknowledge the fact that I am good enough and I am beautiful and I needed to feel confident within myself. It's okay if I don't look like a Beyonce, or it's okay if I don't look like a Paris Hilton or a Kardashian or whatever. I am me and I am beautiful in my own way. So the safe zone was to love yourself the way you are, work on things that you can work, because we were already trying to work to become unattainable beauty. We can still work on trying to become the best versions of ourselves, but we didn't need to work to become like this unattainable beauty, because it's impossible. It's not for everyone. The safe zone was to, you know, be confident, speak your mind, don't hide yourself. That was the safe zone. I thought that was good. But no, you know, we live in a very extreme world, right? Everyone's either got to be all the way here or all the way there. There's no middle ground. Physically, I may not look like a 10, but I will have to build character. I have to build like my intelligence or other things to compensate for it. I personally know unattractive women who, when you look at them one time, they're not attractive. And then you're in their presence for a while and suddenly they are so attractive and they're so beautiful and they're so intelligent and so gracious and all of that. I'm pretty sure you know of people like that too. Confidence is being sure of knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. Have you ever met a girl who's like not very attractive but is with a very attractive guy, but when you hear her speak and stuff and then you realize, okay, I see why he really likes her? I have seen those situations, because I do agree that beauty comes in so many other forms. And I think what's beautiful is humility, to be humble, to be kind and polite, and to be confident at the same time. I think the danger zone is this.
My value, I know my worth, and I know my beauty, and that is appreciated by other people, because beauty is subjective. My fatness doesn't devalue me.
Why?
So I'm an A. I have been pursued by many men who think I am gorgeous and beautiful. That perception exists whether you have it or not. So guess what? I'll never be the only one who thinks I'm hot, and I know that bugs the out of you.
But if I have the value judgment of hundreds of millions of people to compare the standard to, and I know that I'm below that threshold and just decide that I'm above that threshold anyway,
I'm not the only
that's not
person who
based
makes
on
that
anything
decision.
objective. You're just making up.
And what societal standards in which country? I must
In
love this
every
shit
country
out
on
of you.
planet Earth, she's not an 8. It's ridiculous.
Ask everyone to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10. Kiko, so, okay, we'll start with you. Go ahead.
10. A fat fucking 10. I said what I said, and I meant what I said.
Okay.
Period.
Okay, so I am a plus size supermodel.
I do not want to comment.
Why does positive reinforcement always have to take an extremely dark turn? Like, why can't everything be used and taken with just a pin? We tell women to believe that they are worthy and that they are beautiful, and next thing they go the extreme opposite and believe that they can be obese and be a star. Like, what happened to self-awareness? It was so sad when people were way too self-aware and way too conscious of what other people are thinking. But then now it's like the extreme opposite of people have zero self-awareness, and now to them they are like the most precious star, and now to them they are like supermodel, and everybody should accept it and everybody should see it. Back in the day, for you to be considered a supermodel, somebody had to give you that status. But today you can be so confident, you self-proclaimed yourself a supermodel. What happened? When everything is all inclusivity, I feel like there is no more standards for whatever, for anything. Like, anyone could be in Vogue. I remember when for somebody to be in Vogue was like a huge deal, and we would be like, oh my gosh, she made it in Vogue. But now when someone's in Vogue, I'm just like, it could be anybody. Like, I don't even care. It could be your auntie, it could be your neighbor, like literally the gardener that comes over and cuts your grass. He could be in Vogue. There is no standard whatsoever. Everybody is a superstar. Everything is beauty. Everything is like perfection. Everything is model material. There is literally no standard. Automatically, that also gives you a generation of people with zero self-awareness, because they all think they are freaking models. Girlfriend here believes that she's an 8.
Physical looks, scale 1 to 10. We'll start with you. We'll go around the table. Go ahead.
8.
Based on what metrics? I don't know. She don't know. You don't know. She just told you she's an 8. So I guess we all have to just believe she's an 8. Because this girl's a supermodel.
I'm a plus-size supermodel. My photo is a photo of me in Vogue. My butt's in Vogue.
And she's in Vogue.
I have been pursued by many men who think I am gorgeous and beautiful.
This one claims that every guy likes her and every guy is chasing her. Like, what's real anymore? I feel like the scariest thing for obese women is because they have like a certain type of group of men that is attracted to them, especially like because those who fetishize obesity or women who are like really really big. Mostly it's guys who do this. I don't know of girls who fetishize obesity or big men. So mostly it's guys who do this because there is a small group of guys like this that are interested in them. They automatically assume that they are beauty. If you think about it, a lot of these guys like you because you look like death. They like you because they like it because they're either a feeder, and if they're a feeder, what does that mean? It means they're trying to kill you. They want you to get bigger and bigger and bigger. They want you to be immobile. They want you to be dependent on them. They actually hate your life, your existence. They like your outer shell because it feeds into whatever like demonic and dark fantasies that they have. They don't really care about you, your soul. But unfortunately, because these women get this kind of attention, they automatically think that, oh, I am a catch. All these guys like me. So if you're validating yourself based on how all these weirdos like you, firstly, I don't even think it's a lot. It's definitely just a small group of these people that like you. But still, if that is so, if this is the group of guys that like you, that is not true measurement of beauty. That is not how you validate your attractiveness. What's even funnier is we as women have been so conditioned to hype each other up. In the past, women are always putting other women down to make themselves feel better, to make themselves be noticed more instead of you focusing on the other woman. And woman empowerment came in and scolded us, and now it's the other way around and we are hyping up the most nonsense things. Like you look at her and you're like, oh my gosh, nah, I'm not ever letting her marry any of my family member. But then we're all like, yes queen, go off girl, you look amazing, slay. And if a Chris Hemsworth looking guy didn't like your 500-pound self, all of the other girls are like, it's his loss, you're such a queen, he didn't deserve you in the first place, he's probably trash, you're a gift to the world, true beauty right here. This is honestly why I don't trust asking girls how I look. The only girl I trust and ask how I look is my sister. My sister and I are so honest with each other. Like, I would post a picture of myself and everybody would be like, oh my gosh babe, you look so gorgeous, you look so good, you've lost a lot of weight. And then my sister would be like, I thought you're supposed to be on a weight loss journey, what happened? It is so frightening to see people completely shut out reality. For you to sit there with your maybe 500-pound self on a panel with guys there, and you are telling them that you are an 8. Meanwhile, you have other women sitting there, someone says she's a 7, and you still think you're an 8. All these guys over there, okay, I don't necessarily like any of these guys that go on this show. I also don't really like the host. I feel like the host is quite an instigator, but I'm just using this as an example. I feel like the host likes to bring in a certain type of girls, and it's always girls who don't know how to talk very well. And he brings in like, on his side, he brings in like really intelligent, smart people, but really rude people. So I really don't like or support like the way the show is like made. But at the same time, I also just really like watching it because I like to hear and see how most young girls think and their logic, and it's so scary to me. So for you to sit there among like all this group of guys and confidently say you're an 8, but you cannot even explain why you say you're an 8, but you look like that, it is very scary. It really shows that you're so disengaged from reality and you really live in a separate bubble from the rest of the world. And so that's why I'm saying the peak of fat acceptance delusion is this right here. To be so disengaged from reality and to think that you are a prize, to call yourself an 8. It is completely fine that not everybody has a body like Jennifer Aniston or Jennifer Lopez, or it's fine. It's okay to not be a 8 or a 10. Maybe you compensate for it in other ways. I may not be a 10 physically, but that's why I hope I bring depth when I come on my channel here and talk to you guys, because I want to offer something more that beauty cannot offer. And it's okay that I do not look like Rihanna or I do not look like Beyonce or whatever. Everybody's got their own thing. I think at the end of the day, we also need to have some level of self-awareness and be aware that if you have giant thighs and you are like waddling here and there Like, that is not an attractive look. And you should know that more than anybody else, because you're the one doing it. If you can't fit into clothes right, and clothes look really weird on you when you put it on, it's like everything is just, it's not falling perfectly. You yourself should be aware to look, oh wait, this is not the best look. But for you to look at that and think like, huh, yeah, I'm a star. This is some supermodel stuff. It's so scary to completely shut out reality and to call yourself an 8 when you're so big that you look almost disabled. That's frightening. Anyway, let me know if you guys agree that is the peak of fat acceptance delusion, is to think that you are the best of the best. Like, so there's one, I feel like the level just below that is people who believe that they are beautiful looking like that, and you know, like they're gorgeous and stuff like that, looking like that. But then the next level is to believe that they are an 8 or a 10 looking like that. Like, get out of here. Come on, guys. Let's get it together. Let's be normal, please. Be realistic. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell because I upload new videos at least once a week. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. I post some stuff on there, what I'm doing, what I'm eating, what workouts I'm doing, blah blah blah, this kind of stuff. So if you're into that, you can follow me on there. The links are also in the description box below, and I'll see you guys in my next video.